Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah Wilder and today I'm going to be talking about my 27th week of pregnancy. So if you're interested, please keep watching. I'm 27 weeks and 1 day today, and it's so crazy because this pregnancy has gone by so fast, and I feel like the rest of my pregnancy is just gonna fly by. So part of me wants to really just slow down and enjoy it, because I don't know if I'll have a baby after this one, and that kind of makes me sad. So I'm 27 weeks and 1 day, like I said, and today the baby is about 14.4 inches long and weighs about 1.9 according to the Bump app, which is crazy. Baby is getting so big and I can definitely feel it. And it's awesome because baby's getting big, but I'm starting to experience more symptoms. One of the symptoms I've been experiencing this week is just changes in sleep. Again, it's probably one of my biggest symptoms as far as it making things more difficult for me. Is it's becoming more difficult to sleep. I find myself waking up a lot more, which I don't usually wake up that often, even to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night during my pregnancies. And so just more recently I find myself waking up and kind of tossing and turning and trying to get myself into a comfortable position, and that is just because baby's getting bigger. There's more pressure on my hips. I can tell when I sleep or when I'm getting up, standing, and moving around in general that there's more pressure in my hips. As baby's kind of getting heavier, it's harder to sleep, and so I'm waking up quite a bit in the middle of the night, just trying to get comfortable. Started sleeping with a pillow between my legs, like I said last week, and sometimes that helps, sometimes it doesn't. So and another symptom I've been feeling, because baby's getting so much bigger, as baby's moving really high up into my rib cage, I've also been starting to feel fuller faster. As I'm entering the 3rd trimester, this is so common for pregnant women to start feeling fuller faster because there's not a lot of room. The farther the baby goes up into your stomach, the more your stomach's actually smushed and the less room you have to fit food. So I find myself really, really hungry and getting these large plates of food and then being like 5 or 6 bites in and feeling oh my gosh, I'm full, especially if I eat like watermelon or I drink a lot of water or any kind of liquid before eating. I find myself getting very full very quickly, and I don't like that. I like to be able to at least finish what's on my plate, so I will probably tend to eat smaller meals more often as this pregnancy comes towards the end because of baby getting so big. Another symptom that I've been feeling much stronger this week is Braxton Hicks. Although I've been having Braxton Hicks since I was probably about 20 weeks pregnant, anywhere from like 20 weeks, probably actually I think even earlier in this pregnancy I started feeling Braxton Hicks really early on. And I know this is not common for all women, but as far as my pregnancies, I tend to have Braxton Hicks really early on in pregnancy, starting around 20 weeks on average for all of my pregnancies. I started having Braxton Hicks. In the beginning they aren't very strong, but like I said, 27 weeks now, I'm starting to feel pretty strong mini contractions. And if you don't know what Braxton Hicks are, they're pretty much mini contractions where your stomach is tightening and then releasing, kind of preparing for labor. And so I kind of see it as a good thing, because it's just kind of toning up my uterus. Obviously I have no control over it. It's not something where I'm like flexing my abs and then it tightens. It's just kind of happening on its own. The only time it becomes worrying is when it like goes for long periods of times or becomes extremely painful. The other night, probably about 5 nights ago, I started having Braxton Hicks after I got out of the shower for about 45 minutes, and they were some good ones, like pretty strong, my stomach getting extremely hard and almost to the point of painful, but luckily I kind of have been in labor, so I know like what it would feel if it were actual labor. So they were strong and I was kind of like, whoa, 26 weeks at that time, and I was kind of like shocked at how strong they were. But they went away after like 45 minutes or so, and then they didn't come back. But I do have Braxton Hicks almost every single day, without fail. So that's just like another symptom that I've been experiencing. Another thing I was going to talk about was weight gain. So far in this pregnancy, I weighed myself this morning. I've gained 20 pounds so far. And that's pretty typical for my pregnancies to have gained around, I've gained around the similar amount of weight as my other pregnancies. I tend to gain weight really weird, and I don't know if this is the case for other women, but I've never actually met somebody who gains weight like I do during pregnancy. But normally in my pregnancies, the first 10 weeks to the beginning of the first trimester, I gain anywhere, well, about 10 pounds. So anywhere between 8 to 12 pounds, I gain about 10 pounds in the first trimester. And I think it's because I don't really get morning sickness. Most women tend to either maintain weight or lose weight in the first trimester, and if they do put on weight, it's usually a smaller amount. For me, it's never a small amount. It's actually one of the first things I notice when I'm having some pregnancy symptoms is weight gain, because my metabolism slows down, and I get really hungry without a lot of nausea, no vomiting usually, and I tend to put on weight really quickly in the first trimester. And then in the second trimester, I usually gain right around 10 pounds as well. And then in the third trimester, I gain anywhere from 5 pounds to 10 pounds or a little bit less. It's varied a little bit for each pregnancy, but most women don't gain weight that way. And when I had my first couple babies, it was really kind of nerve-wracking gaining weight so quickly early on in pregnancy. I'd, be at 10 pounds at 10 weeks, whereas most women don't gain that much until they're, mid-second trimester. And so I'm right on track with what I normally gain, and I'll kind of, we'll see what happens with this pregnancy. I have slightly gained just a little bit more with each pregnancy, so we'll see. But so far it is going good. The last thing I wanted to talk to you about is the glucose test that I'm having this Friday. I go in for the glucose test at 140, which is much different. I think it's going to be different than what I've had before. In my last pregnancy, the doctor had me come in and checked my blood sugar and then gave me jelly beans to eat, and probably like 15 or so jelly beans, and then checked my blood sugar 30 to 45 minutes after that. And in my past experiences, they've had me come in early in the morning before I've eaten and check my blood sugar, and then had me drink a like sugary soda beverage, and then check my blood sugar again. So they're having me come in at 1:40 in the afternoon this Friday. So I'm really curious their process and why they do it that way. I'm sure I'll ask a lot of questions, and I'll let you guys know how that goes. They can usually tell you based upon your numbers right then if you'll need to come back for a more extensive test, or if you do not have gestational diabetes. So that'll be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much everyone who has subscribed to my new channel. I'm learning to videotape, I'm learning lighting, and so bear with me as I kind of figure out all that fun stuff. But if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and I will see you in my next video. Before I go, I want to show you guys a quick belly shot. This is at 27 weeks, like I said, in one day. Alright, that'll be it. Have a good one, everybody. See you in my next video. Bye.